දැන් තමයි live. දැන් තමයි live.
First of all, Akil Masood knockout එකේ founder and CEO and chairman whatever අපිට apologize කරන්න fans ලාට apologize කරන්න මේ technical issues වලට මේ because අපේ
මම හිතුවා අකීල් ඉන්න තැන හොයාගෙන කවුරුරි සෙට් එකක් කියලා ගහලා දැම්මද කියලා.
කියන්න බෑ මහලොකු ක්‍රිස්ටල් බෝල් එක උස්සන් යන්න ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ අකිල්ගේ.
හැබැයි මම ෂෝ එක පටන් ගන්න කලින්ම ප්‍රෙඩික්ෂන් එකක් දුන්නා කෙලින්ම පටන් ගන්නකොට මේ ස්ට්‍රීම් එක හරිය නෑ මේ platform එක හොඳ නෑ ඊළඟ සීසන් එක අලුත් එකක් හොයාගන්න.
correct. I think anyway we have to move on to the next game.
Yes ශාපිට බය තියෙන්නේ.
Zahir
විනාඩි 15
Peters Royal කතා කරා Wesley සිපතන කතා කරා. I think now we can move on to Thora and Sumangala. So I'll start. Sumangala for me have been taking a downward dip from the start. ඒගොල්ලන් දැන් ඉන්න තැනත් එක්ක හැබැයි start එකේ බලුවම පොඩි dip එකක් තියෙනවා. I think mainly ඒක attribute කරන්න පුළුවන් player injuries වලට. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ main player මම දැන් number 9 and 10 scrum half fly half ගාපු combination එක එතන injuries ඉඳලා එතන just වෙන්න වුණා team එකට. ඒ වගේම තවත් players නම් එතන ආරංචි මාර්ග වුණා අපිට I got to know that they injured. But I think they have one player that's standing out from the rest. That's I think they are number 15 Karunathilaka. He put on like a one man show in that first half against St Thomas's. මොකද හොඳ vision එකක් තියෙනවා යාට. ඒ වගේම හොඳ stepping skills ටිකක් තියෙනවා. So that they need to work on that. They need to invest in these players and then let these players prosper because අපි මේක කලින් season එකෙත් දැක්කා. සුමංගල team එක හොඳට පටන් ගන්නවා ඊට පස්සේ they take a dip. So they have a lot to work on in terms of conditioning of the players and consistency in the way they play. So they're playing now with a little bit of they're playing with their even the body language you can tell පොඩ්ඩක් ගොල්ලන් මොරල් එකෙන් අඩුවෙන් තමයි ගහන්නේ. But St Thomas's on the other hand they played some good rugby, especially their inside passes. They knew exactly where the space was. මොකද සුමංගල team එක defense line එක reform වෙන්න ඒ කියන්නේ track back කරන්න මාර slow. So what everything they were doing, they were working the ball wide and then putting that inside pass to their main runner who on the day was Zaidan Akbar, number 11. A really good build player. Need to work a bit on his footwork though, but he's a good strong ball carrier and I think big shout out to Mayank Dias as well who converted all the tries on the day. So Ethaning Loku boost our teammate, he put on some good kicking display there and also he scored 2 tries. So he was running the right angles with the ball carrier. That's a mark of any good player, any good playmaker as well. So I think that's what went right for St Thomas's and went wrong for Sumangala.
ශාපිත් අපි කෙලින්ම ශාපිත් අනිත් මැච් එක ගැන මාමු. ආනන්ද කොලෙජ් සෙන්ට් ඇන්තනිස් කොලෙජ් අපි දැක්ක ගොඩක් වයිරල් ප්‍රෙඩික්ෂන්ස් එහෙම යනවා. මේක ආනන්ද ගාතයි ඒ වගේත් අපිට ඇහුණා. මොනවා හිතන්නේ ශාපිත්? Very commanding win for St Anthony's College.
It is. I think that team had the potential. If you look at the last 3-4 matches that they played against Sumangala, they played against Thurston, they played against Joseph. It was all close games. Sumangala they almost won and then they let go in the last 10 minutes. And then Thurston it was a close call and then they let go. And then again St Joseph's they led it for almost 69 minutes and then they let go. So that's a team that had the potential, and I strongly believe that the forwards are the exceptional performers in that team who had been performing consistently. And where they did not see the players not stepping up was from the backs, where they were not playing to a pattern. They were too scattered and they were playing in bits and pieces, which did not happen against Anand. So what happened was Anand was a very good ground, and personally I think playing at Anand and scoring 48 points is not easy because it's not the best of the grounds that you can play at, and the conditions are so unique that Anand is used to, and Anand used to dominate that ground and get some exceptional wins. But there I think the fluidity of the Antonians, the passers, and then how they moved the ball, how they kept it alive, and it was unstoppable. Anand gave a good fight back. I think for 50th minute it was a close game where Anand was countering very well, and then they just took over the game. Johan Gunawardena and then the forwards as usual, they stepped up, and whenever Johan scores the first try, they have one that is against DS. Johan scored the first try, exceptional 40-50 meter try. Again here, he scored the try of the week in that match. That was again another 60 meter try. So whenever that kid steps up, and the hum, after St. Joseph's match, I think he had a bad game there. He did not get his touch right, and then he did not get his conversions right. Whereas again, Anand, he got everything on point and he converted all the tries, and that's where they got to the commanding win. So Ananda will have to definitely go back and see what went wrong. But rather than that game, St. Anthony's played the way they did. No one expected, and UZ, as always says, St. Anthony's is a team that you can never write off. You never know when they will step up and they will surprise you. But the best part is they always rise at the latter part of the season, and they have St. Thomas's next week, which will be played for Reverend Father Angelo Rosati Trophy, which last year turned out to be an exciting game. It was a nail biter, and I hope this year also it will be because both teams are in great momentum.
Yes, and Yuzran, next match අපි කතා කරමු Kingswood vs DS 38-34. Kingswood close game එකක්. හැබැයි DS unlucky ද මේ අවුරුද්දේ?
Unlucky. I think අපි week in week out DS ගැන කතා කරලා තියෙනවා, and their main the bane of their existence is their discipline in terms of playing rugby, not anything else, in terms of rugby discipline. So they give away lots and lots of penalties. So එතන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ඇරෙන්න මං හිතන්නේ DS team එකේ ගැන you can't underestimate them at all. So what happened on the day against Kingswood was that they underestimated the Kingswood backs, especially because the way that the backs set up the tries for the forwards completely took that DS team by storm. So they didn't know what was coming. DS, on the other hand, they were trying to give their ball carriers, their main ball carriers, the space to run. But that Kingswood defense, Akil, on the day was really solid. It was difficult conditions to play in also, a lot of wind. And the Kingswood defense, I think you have to give them the credit for keeping that DS try scoring ball carriers at bay, because Kingswood DS had a lot of options. They came ever so close, but they just couldn't execute and finish it off because of that defense that Kingswood were having. So I think that was the game changer for Kingswood.
And Shabit, Science versus Manama, Science 52-7යි. මොනා හිතන්නේ Science game එකක් අපි දැක්ක Science side match එකේ කමෙන්ටේට් කරා. මොනා හිතන්නේ Science good convincing win නේ?
Yeah, I think Science played for their potential and they proved again like St. Anthony's තමයි. ඒ කටියත් they had the potential. They almost beat Zahira, and then they had some good games, and Mahanama win was commanding, and they proved that they are not a team without talent or skill. It's just that they didn't have that momentum. So I think Science need to see how they can keep this consistency throughout the tournament and properly at the beginning of the tournament, and things needs to be organized for them. Otherwise, Pau honda talent එකක් තියෙන හොඳ ඉස්කෝලයක්, and they are not at the place that they are belong to. They will deserve better. Like how St. Thomas's should be in cup, Science should be in plate, because they are not a team that you can write off, and they exceptionally played really well. I think Akil, you saw how they played against that top tankers team of Zahira. So again, a team they don't have the momentum, they don't have the consistency. So I pray that they come back strong and they display the best rugby that they could play, which they played about a decade before, and do justice to those talent that comes out of Science College to play club rugby.
Yes, and last game Prince of Wales Lumbini, much deserved win for Lumbini. Can approve Yuzran එකලා මේ season එක
මොකද ඒ ටීම් එක හොඳට දුවන ටීම් එකක්. They've been unlucky most of the games, and they've just not had that right conditioning. මම හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් conditioning පොඩ්ඩක් හදාගන්න වෙනවා if they want to play at this level. So එතන ලොකු අඩුපාඩුවක් තියෙනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට හදාගන්න, because if you want to play if you want to win games, you need to play that full 70 minutes with the same intensity. So Lumbini team එකේ first half එකේ හොඳට ගාලා second half එකේ ලොකු dip එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක හදාගන්න වෙනවා. මොකද ඒගොල්ලන් bench strength එකත් they don't have a deep bench. They don't have finishers that they can rely on. So ගහන 15 හොඳටම condition වෙලා ඉන්න ඕනේ ඉතින් ලබන season එකට. And but in the end, towards the end of the league, I think දැන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට winning habit එක කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ලබන අවුරුද්දට හොඳ දෙයක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
yes අපි මේ සතියේ මැචස් වලට යන්න කලින් ආසිෆ්ගෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා අපිට Mahanama and Prince of Wales will go back to B division or will Mahanama beat DS? Your comments about it, Shabit?
Mahanama DS is always a special game because they have a rivalry. They are rivals. They play big match together and things like that. So there will be definitely that extra spirit, that extra will comes into play. And Mahanama is always dangerous when it comes to the last game of the season, which we witnessed last year. For a moment, I went viral also predicting Mahanama will lose, but they proved that they were good. So similarly, DS, I think they were the better side. Like we said, they don't lack talent. It's just that they lack discipline. Like for example, the match that I personally watched live on field was DS St. Anthony. So where I saw they missed about 5 tries. Whereas St. Anthony's won by scoring about 4 tries. So definitely they had their game and they were a better side. Having said that, Mahanama is a surprise that we can expect, and it's a close call. I don't see a clear favorite there because both teams are trying to get into that rhythm. So probably DS might have an edge, but again, Mahanama has a high chance to come and surprise and basically hook on to the top tier and let DS sink. But I think the better team will win, but don't want to make a prediction.
Yes, and last week fixtures වලට දැන් අපි ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ ගිය අවුරුද්දේ නා last week වෙද්දී league champs කවුද කියලා decide වෙලා තිබ්බේ. මේ අවුරුද්දේ පොඩි twist and turns ටිකක් වෙන්න chances තියෙනවා, or else straightforward Trinity for the second consecutive year they might end up as champs. So මම හිතන්නේ gentlemen, very interesting week ahead. First one එක දෙක තුනම for to be grabbed ne.
I think කාලයකට පස්සේ we have a 3-horse race for the title, but obviously number one favorite contenders I think Trinity තමයි, because all they need is a win against Peters, and too many variables for St. Peters ඇත්තම කිව්වොත් St. Peters දිනන එක too many variables, and Zahira එකටත් little bit too many variables because Zahira has to beat Peters with a bonus point, and then Trinity has to lose without any point. So Tankers have to beat Patana and then expect that Trinity gets 0 points. So එතනත් variables වැඩි. In the Trinity are the definite favorites, but there is a history between Trinity and Peters. Hari I start from Wesley Royal in the game එක ඇත්තටම if you're asking who's going to win the game on paper, for me that will be Wesley College to win the game, because if you look at how they played against Sisipatana, they came out very strategically and they played to their strengths. They used their forwards, they used the backs to gain momentum, got the as soon as they go past the gain line and they enter into the opposition half inside the 22, they use their forwards mercilessly. So Royal will have to be very mindful to defend that backline because Wesley have good kickers in the form of Mohammad Fawaz and they are scrum half as well. So they have to be mindful of those kicks that are going to be put into space. But my money is on Wesley.
Shabit?
Slightly different from UZ. I don't think Wesley will play the same exact strategy that they played against Patana. And here it's the last game of the season, and I don't think a lot will change on the table based on this outcome for Wesley. So probably they have achieved what they want to achieve, and there they are. So considering that factor of comfort, and Royal have a lot to prove, and they have not found that momentum, I think it's a game for Wesley to lose. So definitely, I think Royal will have more ambitious target for this match, and they will want to close it with a win and then get into the off-season traditional matches. Hence, I think Royal might pull this off with some good performance, and will want to regain that momentum and step into Rugby. So my bet is on Royal.
Okay, one says Royal and other says Wesley. Interesting.
What do you say, Akhil? Okay, crystal ball එක මොනවද කියන්නේ? මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? මොකක්ද දැම්මේ?
Okay.
So yes, but next game, all important game. I think this is at St. Peter's grounds. St. Peter's College versus Trinity College. St. Peter's spoiled the party last year for Trinity, unbeaten party. And but unbeaten, no, may para tema veide. Monathitan Shabit.
They've actually Shabit, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to make that radical prediction here. So make it. Peters have never won, never lost for the last 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. And Trinity back in 19, or I saw the history, 1980s or 1990s, they had 87, where they had a similar scenario and they won a commanding, not a commanding, but in that context, it was a hefty lead that they won 13-7 or something. So 13-3 or something. So here, I would say that Trinity is after a tough week, basically shattered confidence slightly, and with that great morale booster of a victory, Trinity will come in less eager than Peters. Hence, but hitana me match එක tie වෙයි කියලා.
But
this will be a tie.
Yeah, but is it going to be a 4-try draw or is it going to be less than 4-try draw?
I think tie unama you get 3 each, no matter 4 tries or
Tries, right?
Correct. So you get
So no matter about the 4 tries, but it will be a tie, then they get 3 points.
Correct. I forget that.
Trinity will be the champs. Api may prashneta next game is Isipatana versus. Okay, sorry.
අපිට එච්චරක්මට අපි අමතක කළා. Anyway, my money, I think for me, what Shabit said made so much sense, but for the form that Trinity is in, I would still bet my money on Trinity. But it's going to be a very, very close encounter. Trinity, as long as they manage to use their backs efficiently as they did prior to the Zahira game, but we saw Yadhihege make some great runs even in the Zahira game. You need to put that ball in space and you need to use your number 12. I think that number 12 and 13, the centers, they need to use that channel more because that's how you're going to break the Peters defense line. That's something that Zahira did well. So Trinity will also have to follow that same kind of pattern, break that 12 channel and then score tries out wide. So if they focus on that and also use their forwards like they have been using all season, it's going to be a good game and Trinity is going to come out victorious, I think.
Yes, and the next game is Patana College versus Zahira College. Yuzran, මට එක question එක යුස්රාන්ට දෙන්න පුළුවන්, අනිත් question එක ශාබිත් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ආසිෆ් අහලා තියෙනවා after how many years Zahira finishing as champs or runner up? Is it out 1962, 1998?
98 was only the knockout, and that too it was then taken back from Zahira, so has to be 62. But not that far either. It can't be that far. There is a year in the middle that Zahira finished with, because we have 4 titles to our name in the league, but all on unofficial before the league was officially recognized. There are 4 titles, but I can't tell you exactly which title was the final year. So if there are any Zahirian experts, pundits, my dad, Mr. Tony Lantra, if you know, put a comment.
And Shamil Ahmad අහලා තියෙනවා Shabit, Zahira's season is overestimated. They have already lost 3 matches this season. Further, they are win even against Kingswood, Science and Thurston are close. I think 2 losses, right?
Zahira didn't lose to Kingswood. Zahira was a close game against Kingswood, but they lost
Shamil
to Tora, right?
Is it overestimated, Shamil? Shabit?
It's not. I think Zahira team was never the same as they were throughout the season. So what happened was when Zahira played in the knockouts, like you guys always say, they were the only team to give a fight to Trinity. But then after that, when the league started, they did not perform up to that extent. They were improving. They were finding the sink, and eventually, as the season was getting heated up, they always adapted to the match. They adapted to the opponent, and what I feel that they are doing right is that they are putting their mind and their heart into that week, and they are planning it for that match only. They don't have a seasonal plan as if they want to be champs or etc. etc. And there's a proper leadership within the team, because I would not give credit to the people outside that team, because whatever said and done, this improvement is not coming from external factors. External factors do things that where our team comes like consistent. For example, like a team like Trinity, where external factors played a pivotal role, bringing all these players together, building a rugby system, and getting this oiled and running it on time. But Zahira, what happened was they have been performing, they have been knocking doors, but this team, they have a proper leadership within that team, decision makers, people who step up, and they plan every week. That I'm quite confident by the looks of it. And from the nearest margins, they won, but eventually when they got into the top tier, they adapted. They wanted to disrupt the opponent team and win the game. They didn't focus on scoring tries. They didn't focus on superstar players. They didn't focus on rather what they wanted to do was disrupt the opponent and win the games. So it has been successful. So what I would like to say is the team was not overestimated or neither underestimated, but no one factored in that improvement within the season, where else majority of them judge the teams by the first or two games and they write off teams. But eventually this season proved, and Zahira had definitely proved, that teams do improve within the season, off season, and then rest of the things could change as they start playing and how they put their mind and heart into a game. So I think that's my take on it.
Also, as Akhil, I have to add, Akhil, you have to let me speak there, because as a former Zahirian, I don't take offense, but it upsets me when people say things like that. Zahira was overestimated. Zahira is so and so, because for me as a former Zahirian, I get so upset because nobody is crediting the team. Shabit was exactly that. There are no external factors that are coming into effect for Zahira. The boys themselves, they're cutting away the noise as well outside, and they're playing their game by game. So you need to respect the boys, at least give them the credit of that, rather than telling that they are overestimated. Because I see a big double standard, because when Zahira win, it's luck. That's what they've been saying all along, mostly a lot of people. If Zahira play hard and win, then it's luck. But when they lose, yeah, they're bad. So I don't get the double standard with most of these fans, and I think Shamil Ahmed, right? I don't get what you mean by overestimated, because if you think Zahira is overestimated, you come with your own team and play.
Okay, Uzan, thank you very much for your thoughts. And Nabiamu, isi batana Zahira.
Zahira will win that game. I think they'll score 4 tries and win, but it's going to be a battle between the backs for sure, because Zahirian forwards are, I think, one of the best forward packs in this season. So definitely they will overpower Isipatana forwards. But the backs, Trinity, Patana rather, they have the edge. The Patana backs la harima fast, and Patana backline skill level very high. So for example, if you recall that try that they scored against Sumangala in the first round, unbelievable skills, they ran from their own try line and they scored a superb try. They've been doing that all the whole first round. So ඒ වගේ skill set එකක් තියෙන backline එකක් එක තමයි Zaire happen යන්නේ. So they have to be very mindful, use their forwards properly, and if they do so, they can score a lot through their lineouts, Zaire College. So that has to be their number one weapon.
I know a lot of people say that I don't always say Zahira will win, because I sometimes, always want to support the underdog and support the players that who don't get the praise and who don't usually get that first-hand favorites. In this case, I think Zahira put everything that they had against Trinity, and to get over that, it will take a little bit of time, because that was the deal breaker. That was the league finale for them. By the books of it, because the boys displayed something extravagant. And then when it comes to Isipatana, they have another match, and they basically doesn't have a lot to achieve. So from a mindset point of view, Isipatana is more free, relaxed, and very match focused compared to Zahira, because Zahira will have the Trinity Peters match back of their head, and they will want to understand what's happening. So they are not focused as they were. Hence, I think sometimes we might see Zahira not playing to the standard that they played last week. Hence, Isipatana will walk over with a win, and that's my personal assumption, judgment. We could be wrong. If it was consistent, Zaire is a team who can definitely beat Patana. But considering that factor of a tough week and then hearts broken and then recovering from it, I think it will keep Zahira not as favorites.
Yes, and next game, St. Joseph Sumangala. Yes.
I think Joes are going to have a comprehensive victory in that game because they've been finding their rhythm and they will secure a good victory.
And
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Sumangala would have Sumangala was a good team, but considering their injuries and everything, St. Joseph might walk off as winners. So I think I want to answer. There's a comment by Steph Curry. Wow, from New Zealand, I guess. Oh, where is he from?
Going to the Steph Curry.
So sorry. So I hope he is a legitimate profile, but it's not that we are putting Trinity and Zahira on the same level, and I don't think there is a level as such because it's two schools playing Division 1, and they are of course in the same level because they are playing in the cup segment.
It's the same thing.
So they're playing in the cup segment. So yes, Trinity is having a good run. We respect, and personally we are excited, and we are looking at the level that they are playing. But that doesn't mean that no other team can match them. And not only Zahira, but I think rest of the teams as well. They played rugby against them, and they played the entire 70 minutes. So with all due respect to Trinity and the boys and the system and everything, don't let down teams like that, saying that they are not equal to be compared, because if you look at the last 30-40 years, there are teams who had dominated and then go on playing here. For example, you take Anand College, they were dominating from 90s, and now look, they are regaining back. And then if you look at Royal College, they were the gods of rugby, and now they are struggling to get that winning momentum. And Zahira had been there in the pinnacle of rugby when Zahira was playing, and Zahira is one of the clubs, I think the only school who had an old Zahirian sports club that was functioning. So I also understand that there is too much of hate against Zahira, and the fans of Zahira also are accountable. I would say that how you react to it, how you respond to it, take it easy. Don't try to react to every damn thing. And from Trinity point of view, the true Trinitians are the one who are making the loudest noise. But the recent fans who had just flocked around, people who had watched recent rugby, are making it a big scene. But definitely Trinity is playing an exceptional game, and that doesn't mean that Trinity can just be in a different league where no other school can be compared. It's just that they are playing in the cup segment, and there are 5 other teams who are playing against Trinity. So all 5 teams are deserved to be in that cup segment, and Trinity is doing exceptionally well. And we have one more match against St. Peter's. So let's see.
Yes, and the next game, Anand.
Thursday. I think that's going to be a really, really close game. Thurston v Anand. Both teams are equally poised. I really don't know who I can put my money on, but gut feeling is Thurston are going to be victorious.
Shabit?
I think is it played at Anand grounds, Air Force grounds? I think considering that Thurston might pull off, but you never know. Anand is not a team that did not perform well. So for me, I think both teams are equally good, and with the advantage of the Air Force grounds. Sorry, there's one thing. Anand have some good runners, and that high-hanging kick of the Chamudita will come into play with that wind. So it will be a tough game for Thurston as well. So I don't see a clear winner here, but it will be equally a good match.
Shabit, again, next game, I think there will be a correction on this post. It's played at CRNFC. So
it's played at CRNFC. I think again, both schools playing for a trophy, and even last year, St. Anthony's was in bowl and Trinity, St. Thomas's was in cup. But then it became a 2-point game. So similarly, I think this will be a close game as well.
Suzanne?
It's going to be too close. It's going to be the game like Thurston Anand as well. So, but I think in the current form that Thomas is in, they might have the upper hand.
Yes, St. Thomas for Suzanne. Then Valamu DS versus Mahanama. Mega trophy match check. I think this is a traditional match they play every year.
Not quite sure, but I feel like DS will run away with it.
I think I made my prediction before. Mahanam is a
Yeah.
team that you can expect a comeback in the last match. I personally witnessed it, so it's again a tough game. But on the papers, DS are the team to win, but they have not performed up to that level. So it's again a 50-50 chance.
Kingswood Mahanam, I guess.
No, Science, Prince of Wales, and then
Prince
Yeah,
of-
Science.
Kingswood Lumbini. Science, Prince of Wales, I think I wish if Prince of Wales can pull off a victory, but again, Science College are the favorites.
Yeah, Science. Science going to win.
Yes, and the last game.
Kingswood Lumbini, I feel like Kingswood will have the upper hand because if you look at experience and if you look at current form, I think Lumbini are on top. So they will secure the victory there.
මේ Zaira T20 කෙනෙක් ගොඩක් කතා කරන්නේ අද. තාමත් comments එනවා යුතුරන් මේ ගැන අහන Zaira stands a chance to win the league even after losing 2 matches. At the meantime, if Peters defeat Trinity, both Trinity and Peters losing 1 match each, what is your opinion on point system in this year league? Should it
So,
be-
guys, you guys,
Need to excuse me, so you guys can continue.
I will have to drop off, and time's up.
Thank you very much, Shabit. අපි next week
Thanks.
league champions එක හම්බෙමු නේ කවුද? league
Thank you very much.
champions.
Take
Thank
care,
you,
guys.
All the best. අපි යන post season match එකක් කරමු, මේ show එකක් කරමු.
අනිවාර්යෙන් ශාබිත් මේ උඹට චෙක් එකක් එම හම්බුනොත් මට පොඩක් දැනුවත් කරපන් මොකද මමත් ඉල්ලන්න ඕන මොන හරි මුගෙන් නොකවුට් එකේ
මේ check එකක් පියා මේ මිනිස්සගේ service එකක් තාම හම්බෙලා නැහැ.
උගේ දුන්න නම් එපා මොකුත්
Shabit බලන් ඉන්න.
හදන්න නැහැ කතා කරමු. See you. Bye.
යුතුරන් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න ඔය තායි මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විතර උත්තර දීලා යන්න යුතුරන්.
හරි
Zaira stand a chance to win the league title even after losing 2 matches. At the
Yeah,
meantime, if
so-
Peters defeat Trinity, what is your opinion on point system this year league? Should it be amended?
no it should not be amended because this is exactly why teams need to fight till that last minute so if you change the point system and don't have a losing bonus don't have a 4-try bonus for any losing team what motivation do teams have to fight till the last minute right for example if Zahira when they played against Trinity and they were not motivated and they gave up put their heads down in the last minute they wouldn't have scored that final try. They would have just kicked the ball deep, and then the body language would have been different. And at the same time, if Shan Altaf had chose to go for the 3-pointer and successfully put it in, putting Zahira, securing a win more than 3 points, then Zahira wouldn't have got a losing bonus point, right? So that decision that Shan took also made an impact. So that means decision making comes into play as well when you're playing a league. So it's not just how many tries and points you score, but it's also the decision making. So I don't think there has to be any amendment. This is how the league has prospered ever since it, not ever since, but since in the recent past. So they should keep this because this gives team that incentive and that motivation to fight till the end.
Yes, thank you very much. And guys, we have a special FIFA talk show coming up with the round of 32. My co-founder is back in action after so long.
I think I last spoke to Akib a long time ago.
Yes, Akib is back with Sri Lanka captain for FIFA. So welcome back, Akib, and hope you will have a good show. Mampodi break එක ගමුනේ මේ කවුද යුස්රන්.
Yep.
ගොඩක් මිනිස්සුන්ගේ බැලුම් මැව්වා. So inshallah we'll hope for a good weekend. So අපි හොඳ රග්බි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා නෑම ස්කූල් එකකින්ම.
Good luck to all.
Deep down the heart. හැමදාම වගේම ඔය ස්කෝල්ට තමයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. But let's hope good rugby played and everyone around the rugby fraternity will enjoy a great game of rugby just as the season. හොඳම මේ මෑත කාලෙදී හොඳම season එක කියන පුරාණේ උද්දාන මේ season එක.
Undoubtedly, and it's been a superb season. Great rugby from all around. So I think May intensity එකම තියාගෙන ගියොත් ඉස්සරහට it's going to be so fun.
Exactly. And thank you very much Uzran. අපි next week හම්බෙමු.
ඊළඟ පාර technical issues ටික හදාගෙන වරේ.
හරි හදාගෙන අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අපි හම්බෙමු. Thank you very much Uzran.
Thanks for your time. Thanks guys. See you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
We innovate solutions for those challenges and validate them through rigorous testing. Nature continuously challenges us, protects from water leaks and dampness caused by rain, reduces indoor temperature compared to outside. A breakthrough in paint technology. Multilac Multi-Protector 3-in-1. Powerful protection.